Man, Sunday morning, the morning after the Caleb Plant, David Benavidez fight, I'm sitting out here at the hotel waiting for Kinda Local to pick me up. You know he's gonna be talking a lot of smack. He was talking a lot of smack last night that his boy beat down Caleb Plant, and it was a beatdown in the second half of the fight. There's no denying that. So we're gonna do a live later on, and he's gonna be super animated. He's gonna be talking a lot of smack-lacious, and we're gonna see how that turns out. We got another mic for the studio, so you should be able to hear both our voices a lot more clearly on this one around, making improvements and all that good stuff. But tune in, because it's gonna be fireworks. It's gonna be a barn burner of a show. Welcome to another edition of Local Sports, being brought to you by CL Management, JM Management, DB Tracksuits. Shout out to the mighty LDBC. Let me get my shit set up over here. I see Ghost in there. Ghost in the building, man. What's that? Diaz, Frontline. What's good with y'all, man? I mean, shit, I don't know if y'all can see my brother, but he's back here somewhere. I'm in the back, chilling. All right, he back there somewhere, man. Look, man, what's going on, Crush the Legend? I know my lighting ain't looking good. I don't know what the fuck, but we gonna move on anyway, man. Shit, man. We had a great night of fights last night, man. And before I even get into the fights itself, man, I like to say that pay-per-view was worth it to me, man. That pay-per-view was worth it to me. Look, Jose Diaz already trying to get ahead of me, man. Like I don't know Morrell is next. And we just talked about that in the car on the way over here. Yeah, I said, man, look, that man ain't getting that Canelo fight, man. They just not gonna do him right, man. That's just the way it is, man, in this world, man. They be hating this shit, man. The pay-per-view to me was worth it though, man. Every fight on the card was exciting to me, man. And then yet again, I don't know why people want to crucify PBC and all that. I thought they put on a hell of a card, and they're gonna keep putting on a hell of a card, man. We had Abel Ramos fighting Cody Crowley, man, and I love Abel Ramos, man. He did a great job, man. He came up short, man, but he showed heart, grit, and determination, man. I don't know, this Cody Crowley guy, man. He's one of those people that keeps coming forward, and he's a lot to deal with, bro. Yeah, he was definitely a pressure fighter. I don't know about his technical abilities per se. I don't see him being a top contender in the 140-pound division. I think someone with more power is definitely going to stop him. But he has a hella pressure fighter. And I think that was the theme for most of the fights last night. You had the pressure fighter versus the boxer pretty much throughout the night. And it was a good theme. It made everything very compelling and very interesting. But for Crowley, man, good on him. His post-fight speech, I mean, if that's what he felt, that's what he felt. But I don't know. I don't see him, unless he sharpens a little bit more, I don't see him being a big player in the 140-pound division. What do you think? Nah, he was 147. What's going on, Stephen L. Mac? I don't think he's a contender either, but I think he's going to be a good, one of those good fighters that you can test your fighters coming up and stuff like that. All right, let me go ahead and address, before I talk about anything, let me go ahead and address Ghost and shit, man. He's saying he don't got no resume. This is the first real 168 fight he fought. Tell him to go fight a Billy who just fought his final elimination. Listen, bro. This is what I don't like about boxing, bro. Benavidez was a champion before. Whether you like it or not, he was a champion before, twice. He lost it on the scale and once due to drugs. That's on him. But he was still a two-time champion. Has the interim belt. Just fought an eliminator bout. Like, why are we making these fighters keep doing more and more and more and raising the bar when he's already did what he was supposed to do and asked of him in order to get himself in a shot at Canelo? Why is that? You know, I don't know, because if you look at the situation and you look at the landscape, to say that Benavidez is not worthy is kind of crazy to me right now. He fought Caleb Plant. I think Caleb Plant is a hell of a boxer.
He lost the fight. Yeah, he lost every. We'll talk about that later. But he fought the best competition he could fight for the title eliminator. And I think he deserves a shot whenever he gets it. I don't think he needs to fight anybody else. But I'm with Kano. I think they're going to make him fight 2 more eliminators, quote unquote, before he gets a shot at Canelo. He fought Caleb Plant. And hate him or love him, Caleb Plant is a freaking legit fighter. And Benavidez made it look easy on the second half. So I think he deserves the shot he gets.
Ghost, I see what you're trying to say, but you can't keep pushing the bar, man. If it was, let's say, for example, David Morrell putting himself in that situation where he fought a title eliminator, you'd be saying he earned it. You got to be fair across the board with all the fighters, bro. Like, he put in the work. He fought the fights that they told him to fight to get in position for a title shot, bro. You have to keep it fair across the board. Because the resume might not look as good or as fancy as some other people, but you got to listen, man. That like I said, that's where boxers are not gonna want to fight these fights. Indeed. That's why boxers don't want to fight certain fights. Man, they put me in an eliminator and then they still don't give me the shot. They made me do another eliminator. They still don't give me the shot. Now I got to do a third eliminator and I don't even know if I'm gonna get the title shot. So how can you put that on the boxer, bro?
And Benavidez said in the post-fight interview that, you know, he's not mad at Canelo is because Canelo has a lot of options and he just wants to be the top option. So he put himself in the position to be the top option. But he also said in the post-fight, hey, I don't think Canelo's ducking me, but he just has way too many options. He wants to be the top option for Canelo. And I think last night should make him that top option. He fought the number 2 guy. Plant was number 2, right?
Yeah.
So he fought the number 2 guy to be the number 1 guy. So
Combat tool bag, man. Hey, man, did you get a phone fixed yet? Because I was trying to call you yesterday, bro. I got something brewing up for you. I don't know if you want it or not, but you might want to call me, bro. This one might be juicy. But back to Dan Benavidez, man. Like I said, bro, you can't do this, man. I know David Morrell's been a champion since his 3rd fight, right? I like David Morrell. I also believe that he deserves a shot, coincidentally. Why do you get the regular WBA? It's so you can get a position to fight for the Super WBA. It's so you can get a shot at the titles, bro. That's why you do this. So, yeah, he is deserving just as equally as Benavidez, in my opinion. I'm just saying. Oh, okay, Combat. I don't know, man. I don't even want to break the fight down yet, man, because I got the most unpopular opinion out of everybody on Chris Colbert versus Valenzuela, okay? I did not see it as a robbery. I actually am one of the few that's willing to stand here 10 toes down, and I don't even like Chris Colbert. But I was sitting here watching it with my son and my brother, and at the end of the fight, I had it scored for Colbert. I know that's unpopular, but just because I hate the kid don't mean I can't score the fight for him. Yeah, y'all got, distracted with this knockdown in the 1st round. Fine, no problem. That's a 10-8 round. Yeah, he might have buzzed him a couple of times during the fight, but them couple of times during the fight don't mean he wins those rounds. Chris Colbert was outboxing Valenzuela. Period. So I don't consider it a robbery. Now, if you have Valenzuela winning, I don't have no problem with it. None. But you should not have a problem with Chris Colbert getting the victory, getting his hand raised. The fight was close, in my opinion. Was it close to you?
Yeah, I agreed with I believe it was 95-94 for all 3 judges. I agree with that. I was, all three of us sitting in this living room watching the fight had Colbert winning, just because he was moving, he was sticking, he was using his game plan, he was using his tools more effectively, he was engaging when he needed to engage, and of course he was blocking shots and moving out of danger. I think his ring generalship and ring IQ took him over the edge over that fight, and he did overcome a first round knockout. Did he get hit a couple of times? Yes. But boxing is two things, right? Hit, not get hit. People judge it by the ring generalship. And I think the ring generalship that Colbert showed throughout the fight was definitely in his favor. I think he used his speed and his abilities to the best that he could. There was a lot of booing. I understand it was a very pro-Mexican crowd. But the facts are the facts. The judges saw it the right way. And for all three judges to see it the same, that means that it was really, really evident that Colbert outboxed him. That's just the way I think on that one.
I think the same way, man. Now, if you had it 95, 94, one way or the other, I'm cool with that. I'm okay if you had Venezuela 95, 94. Just like I'm cool with 95, 94 for Colbert. What I ain't cool with is people out here saying highway robbery. They had to be ashamed of themselves. And listen, and it all stems from the hate that everybody has, including myself. I got a lot of hate for Chris Colbert. But I can't sit here and lie, man. I can't sit here. Look, I was looking at the Twitter timeline. I'm like, everybody just jumped on the bandwagon. It's a robbery. Instead of standing 10 toes down and saying what you actually saw. I think that's soft to me, man. I don't care. You know, I had him winning. You know, if Venezuela had a problem with it, he should have done something about it. He should have tried to finish him in that first round. That's his fault. You let the fight go on, and Chris Colbert was outboxing him. Come on, man. Like, let's be serious, man. He was getting outboxed, man.
Yeah, he definitely outboxed the guy, and even though they're saying that he missed a lot of shots and they believe that El Rayo had better defense, I don't really agree, because he was getting popped. Colbert was going right and lefty. He was switch hitting on him. He was having hella success when he switched over to left-handed. I don't know what to say. He was faster, and he was definitely showing that he was in charge. I mean, just because you go forward doesn't mean that your aggression is effective aggression and that you're winning the rounds. Going forward does not mean effective aggression and winning the rounds. A lot of people, Pacquiao versus Marquez. Pacquiao was going forward. Marquez knocked him out. Going forward always doesn't mean effective aggression. Just because El Rayo was going forward doesn't mean he was being effective with his aggression or his pressure.
Man, not only that, man. And I see people saying run it back, run it back. Chris Colbert kept telling them in the ring, we can run it back, we can run it back. I did not see Valenzuela say, okay, let's run it back. Where was Valenzuela's energy to respond to Chris Colbert when Chris Colbert was telling him, we can run it back? I ain't no punk, I ain't no bitch. We can run this back. Valenzuela wasn't saying shit to that.
No, actually, he was trying to get sympathy from the commentators. He was trying to get sympathy from the crowd. He was trying to get sympathy from anybody that would hear him. Like, hey, I thought I won the fight, but he did say it on the mic at the end after he was like, yo, did you think I lost the fight? No, I think I won the fight. Yo, when you lose, man, lose with some freaking dignity, man. Lose with some freaking dignity and then run it back. Do what you got to do. You want to sell the next fight? Start talking trash right there and then. You know, but I don't know. I just didn't like I didn't like I didn't like a few things. I didn't like the tongue sticking out and whatnot. I didn't like the fact that he was trying to be Rayo was trying to be the victim when he clearly lost in a lot of people's eyes. I know Twitter had it 74% that El Rayo won, but come on, man. You gotta take your emotions out of this. This is boxing, you know, and you gotta look at the things objectively.
And this is the thing as well, man. And y'all ain't gonna like this either. But like I said, I speak my mind. By the way, salute to everybody in the chat, man. I'm having a hard time seeing who's coming in. I see Tay Tay, I see Opulent LD, Combat Toolbag, Ghost, Frontline, Jose Diaz, Crush the Legend. Salute to everybody in the chat, man. let me say this, bro. And like I said, man, this is the way I look at it, man. Chris Colbert is definitely the better boxer. Run it back, run it back, run it back. What's going to happen if they run it back? Chris Colbert is going to come in better with a better game plan than he did last night. It's going to be worse for Valenzuela, in my opinion, man. That's just what I see. When you got a boxer that can actually box his ass off, they're going to make the right adjustments on a rematch. That's just what it is, man. Look, I don't like the guy, and I see everybody, you know, calling him all kind of names. That's cool. I don't mind that shit. Like I said, I don't like the guy either. But I'm not going to get on the microphone and cap about the situation just because I don't like the kid. That's all I'm saying. And that's how I saw the fight. 95, 94, Chris Colbert. Stop with this robbery shit. It ain't no robbery. Well, if you don't want to stop it, go ahead. You can say it, but I just ain't going to buy it, man. You know, I just ain't going to buy it, man. Then you had Jesus Ramos against Joey Spencer, man. What was your thoughts on that fight, bro?
Wow. Again, the theme of the night was the pressure fighter versus the quote-unquote slick boxer. I'm surprised. It was a good stoppage. That's all I'm going to say. Spencer was undefeated fighter. I'm pretty sure it was a great matchup, but it was a wash. It was a wash. Joey Spencer was definitely outclassed in every aspect of that fight. He had nothing. I don't know how to else explain it. It looked like an amateur fighting a professional.
Yeah, that's what it looked like to me too, man.
He had no answers. I'm surprised he wasn't knocked out. I'm glad his father, I believe his father's his trainer. I'm glad he stopped the fight because it was getting bad. It was getting really bad.
And I tell you what, man, when Jesus Ramos knocked him down in the first round, I thought it was something that was already gonna say what the fight was gonna be. Stormy B, man, what's good with you, man? I apologize for the lighting, man. I can't get this damn shades open, man. I ain't gonna fuck with them, man. I'm just gonna talk my shit, you know what I'm saying, like I always do. Crush the Legend says Ramos was way too big for Spencer. Well, they both weighed in at the same. Man, you know, I don't know, man. Like I said, bro, you make weight, man. I'm always a proponent of that and shit like that, man. Jesus Ramos has, look, regarding the size, let's just put it into context, man. Jesus Ramos Jr. has fought the better opposition. He's got the better resume. And I knew that he was going to be better prepared for this fight than Joey Spencer. You know what I'm saying? And it was like a mismatch to me, man. Like, Jesus Ramos Jr. said, goddamn, my sparring partners to me, I think, are better than him. And he went in there and showed it. I've been speaking about Jesus Ramos for about 3 years. Great kid. I forgot to text him to congratulate him, but I will do that sometime today. I might even give him a call and shit.
Yeah,
Ramos is pretty big, but his skill set is better. And Ramos came from 147. I don't know if y'all know that or not, but he was fighting at 147 to his last couple of fights.
Yeah, that was what I was gonna say. Ramos came up in weight, and Spencer was at his weight. But it looked the opposite. It looked like Spencer came up in weight, and Ramos was been sitting there. The fight wasn't close, man. You can't make any excuse, man. Ramos put his head on Joey's chest, dared him to try to hit him, and then just went off on him. Like the level of disrespect shown towards Spencer in this fight. And I know that's probably not the right terminology, but Ramos did whatever he wanted to do. He did whatever he wanted to do.
Yeah, man. And hey, listen, man. It was a classic beatdown. I think Joey Spencer and his team, hey, look, they asked for the fight. You got to be careful what you ask for. I think he's still going to be a good little fighter, but I think he needs to go back to square one, man, and work from there. What's going on, Cut West? I do agree with the stoppage, though, man, because, yeah, I was telling my son and my brother, I'm like, bro, they need to stop this, man. They're they're gonna let this man get beat to the point where he's not gonna be able to fight again, man. Like, they gotta worry about his health. Like, dude was getting hit with some crazy shit that I'm like, nah, bro, you gotta cut it out, man. So I am glad that his father did stop the fight. I thought it was a great stoppage, man. He tried to pull it, Mikey Garcia. Yeah, I don't know, man. Opulent said if Spencer won, they would have called him the next Loma. You know, and he might be right. You know how they are.
The way Spencer fought yesterday, I'll give him 100% on his heart, 100% on his chin. I give him all that, but his skill set was lacking. I mean, I don't know if Ramos is just miles ahead of Spence.
He is. He is.
It was bad. It was bad. And I don't think he's gonna be the next long. I'm sorry.
Hey,
I'm
he
sorry.
is levels ahead, but the Spencer's team was the one, you know, calling him out, pushing for this fight. Jesus was like, "You sure?"
Yeah, I don't.
All right, we'll run it.
Look, I give him props for wanting to fight the best. I give him props for putting his O on the line. I give him props for his heart, his chin. The man's eye was almost swollen shut. I mean, he took a beating and he still wanted to fight. I'll tip my hat off to that. But yo, if he is the skilled boxer that they say he's supposed to be, he needs to go back to the gym. He needs to go back to the freaking drawing board. He needs to work on freaking defense because he had zero defense. His defense was using his face to stop Ramos' fist. That's not a good defense.
Yeah, man. Oh, by the way, shout out to everybody. Shout out to everybody that hit my cash app at 2 in the morning, paid me my money from the Benavidez Caleb Plant fight. Man, listen, bro. Y'all paid for my range day yesterday. Y'all paid for my pay-per-view. Y'all paid for, you know, groceries. Shit, you know, I might got a little extra, man, to spend on some other shit today. So I appreciate y'all hitting my cash app, you know, and taking the loss like men, man. You know what I'm saying? My cash app was going crazy, gloom, 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 gloom. I'm like, hey, bro. Damn, bro, I appreciate y'all, man. You know? So, but shout out to those folks who did that, dog, for real, man. Because a lot of people place bets, and I knew that 2 of the people that I bet were going to pay me for sure, okay? Because they're 2 brothers of mine. I wasn't sure about the rest of the guys, but they did pay. So, shout out to everybody. I ain't going to tell y'all their names, man, you know. Yeah. But anyway, man, go ahead and tell me what you thought about Caleb Plant versus Benavidez. You know what I'm saying? What you think, man?
All right, so I was on the record thinking that Caleb Plant, not David Plant, like I said the other day. Caleb Plant, if he made the distance.
Pause for 1 second, bro. K-Rod just said Plant won the fight or should have been a draw. What the hell do you got to say to that?
No, man. I respectfully disagree with you, sir. Here's what I wanted out of Plant.
But before he goes on, he picked Plant to win. Yes, my brother picked Plant to win.
I did pick Plant to win, and this is why. I figured that with a new trainer, he would work on his stamina and his endurance, right? That he wouldn't gas out, and I thought that he was fast enough to outpoint Benavidez, but from like the 6th round, 7th round forward, it was a landslide for Benavidez. I'm not gonna even lie to you. The headbutt, the cut over the eye. Yeah, it was not. So I told my brother this joke. I was like, Benavidez wasn't the Mexican monster, but he was a Mexican menace. He was still going forward. No, he wasn't throwing volume punching like he usually does. He was picking his shots. The only thing I don't understand is why Benavidez didn't use his jab, because when he was using his jab, he was scoring. I wanted Plant to win, and he did show a lot of heart and a lot of improvement, and he showed a lot of his gas tank is definitely better. But no, he didn't win the fight, man. I had to take my emotions out of that. He did not win the fight. It was a great showing by Benavidez. It wasn't the normal Benavidez, but you got to give that credit to Plant, because when you go up in caliber of fighting, you know, things happen. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna have the same styles make fights, and elite fighters make fighters look a little bit less, a little bit more ordinary. It doesn't mean that the next fight Benavidez has he's gonna be looking like he looked against Plant, and the next fight Plant has is gonna be the same way he looked against Benavidez. Benavidez might go back to being the Mexican monster, not the Mexican menace, and be able to throw a whole volume of punches on his next opponent. But in this particular opponent, there was something. Whether there's a skill level, where it was the excessive holding, where there was the slickness of Plant, that put a pause on Benavidez's volume punching. But he was still, if you look at the punch stats, he still landed a lot of punches, and he still threw a lot of punches.
Hey, this is the thing though too, man, and Ghost, I may agree with you on that. When you say that Benavidez has overrated power, probably. But that doesn't mean he doesn't have power. That doesn't mean he doesn't have power. The word overrated means they're saying that he's got more power than what he really does. So I'm going to go ahead and agree with that. I still think he has a lot of pop in his punches. He's got power. Maybe they're just saying, they're overdoing it with how much power he got. I'll agree with that.
So the way I look at it is, the way I look at Benavidez, I look at him as a volume puncher. And his power comes by punch speed and punch accumulation. Like, he hits you so many times that your resistance against the knockout just goes away. So, meaning, like, I don't think he has one-shot knockout power, but he has a combined volume power. Meaning, the more he hits you, the more your defenses, the more you wear out, the more he breaks you down, the more susceptible you are to being knocked out or knocked down. Which is why everybody used that, what my brother likes to call the triangle theory. If Canelo walked him down and knocked him out, then David Benavidez is going to knock him out quick. Yo, shout out to David Plant for making freaking 12 rounds.
David Plant.
Excuse me.
David Plant.
Caleb Plant. Plant.
Oh, okay.
They're both, their names sound the same. I'm an old man. You gotta give me a break on that one. No, but shout out to Caleb Plant. He made the 12 rounds. He learned from the Canelo fight. He improved from the Durrell fight. And he used it all against Benavidez, but it just was not enough.
And this is the other thing I got to say. I agree with you, Ghost, on the overrated power. We both looking at it the same way, and that's fine and perfect. But come on, people. Come on, people, man. Like, I think this fight would have been a stoppage had the referee not intervened so much. The referee kept doing everything in his power to baby Caleb Plant. Or am I tripping? Plant is the one holding, and Benavidez gets a warning. You know what I'm saying, man? Like, what the fuck are we doing in here, man? Like, yeah, bro, I just don't get it, man. Like, bro, if anything, Plant should have been deducted a point from holding, man. I did not like that. I know holding is part of boxing, and I'm okay with some holding in spurts and spots, but I think he was overdoing it, and the referee was just getting in the way too much, man. Way too much, and it was allowing Plant to regenerate it again, recuperate and stuff like that. And then when Plant came out, after he was rocked around before, the first thing he did when he came out was he shot a blatant low blow.
Right on the logo.
Right on the logo, and I'm not even mad at it because that's a veteran move. He's like, look, he buzzed me last round. I ain't quite recuperated yet. Let me hit this low blow and get a little extra time. So when we're saying that, oh, he didn't stop him, there was a lot of things that was working against David Benavidez that wouldn't allow him to really get off like that. Now, the one thing I will say is that David Benavidez could have made this fight a lot simpler had from round one on, he would have used that snapping, beautiful jab that he has. He did not bring that jab out till later in the fight. And I thought that was a mistake. I had him winning, but I still thought it was a mistake. He should have established that jab from the beginning, and, I believe he would have got him out then. I think he would have got him out then. What's going on, A1 Hoops On? Also, man, I already tweeted this, man, but I was like, hey, the triangle theorists of boxing are coming out now. The triangle theorists are coming out now for boxing. oh man, oh, but Canelo knocked him out, man. And oh, look, Benavidez didn't knock him out, man. Well, that means Canelo's gonna beat Benavidez. No, that doesn't mean that. No. That does not mean shit. And by the way, Canelo to me was losing that fight till he stopped Caleb in the 11th round. Let's not forget that.
I agree. Well, I agree 100%. You know?
So, I mean, what is we really talking about, man? We got to watch the fight to see what's gonna happen, man. Every fighter has a different training camp and a different experience in training camp for each fight. Some may have a different injury than they had the previous fight, going into a fight. A lot of things go into a training camp, going into a fight that will affect the fight. And we don't know if that's the case with Caleb. I mean, not Caleb, but David Benavidez. If he faces Canelo, we're probably going to see an entirely different David Benavidez, and we'll probably see an entirely different Canelo Alvarez, which will make it for a fight that's going to look a lot different than what everybody's making it out to be, because they're trying to use this triangle theory.
Man, huh? I'm just laughing at the whole football field ring thing, because it was a big ring. Yo, the only thing I say about that is this: when you say things like that, you take away the effort, the work, the improvement that Plant made for this fight. It's not the same fight. Plant was not the same fighter last night than he was the night he fought Canelo. Okay, Plant was a way more improved fighter, in my opinion, my personal opinion. Having watched both fights, seeing the fact that Plant did gas out, and everybody was counting on him to gas out on this fight as well. He gassed out against Canelo, and it was this big, real big, shiny spotlight. I think the lights were too big for Plant then. I think this fight, he was way more prepared. So to say that just kind of takes away everything Plant did. I know he lost the fight. I get it. But this is a different Plant, Caleb Plant, than the Plant that fought Canelo. And I think that's the reason why the fight looked differently last night than it did against the Canelo fight. I think he was a better fighter. I think he was more polished. But, and to do that triangle theory is crazy. I think Canelo's. You have two pressure fighters. If you have Benavidez and Canelo, it's gonna be a way different fight. You know this thing. Styles make fights.
Styles make fights, man. But I'm gonna add something to the styles make fights, man. Styles do make fights, but it is who implements their style that actually overcomes and wins. You know, like whoever's able to make their style be the dominant one in that night, that's who's gonna win. And listen, man, Combat Tool Bag, I get what you're saying, that you don't see what everybody else sees in Benavidez. I'm not on that wagon, like that. I don't think he's like unbeatable type of shit, man. With Benavidez, I just take it one fight at a time. Like I'm not gonna overpraise him or underpraise him. I'm just gonna keep it even keel and take it fight by fight, because that's the only way we could do this, man. What's going on, G5 Game, man, and shit like that, man? Yeah. So, but yeah, folks, man, we don't need to do this triangle theory, man. I don't want people to get caught up in that, man, because that's just a bad way to go, man.
There it goes. The Canelo's getting old.
Hey, the Canelo's getting old, but this is the other thing, man. This is what I don't understand, bro. Like, I could have never picked Caleb Plant to win this fight, and I'm going to give you my reason why I did not want Caleb Plant to win. Because had Caleb Plant won, we would have saw Canelo against Caleb Plant Part 2. Automatically, Canelo would have took that fight with no problem. Now, Benavidez wins. We're not going to get to see Canelo versus Benavidez. I guarantee you we won't, although we should. I believe that we have a better argument now saying, hey, Canelo, Benavidez is right there. Hey, Canelo, Benavidez is right there. Yeah, you fight John Ryder next. Okay, cool. Is that a big money fight? No. Who else in the division is going to generate the money that the Mexican Monster versus the Canelo is going to make? That's what I'm saying. Money-wise, Is that not the better money fight? Would you want to see Canelo and Ryder, or would you like to see Canelo and Benavidez? You?
I would actually want to see Canelo versus Benavidez. I'm gonna tell you how you do this. You put the fight next. You maybe not right away. Next year, May 5th, 5 de Mayo. Los Mexicanos contra Mexicano, la pelea por México. The fight for Mexico. On Mexican Independence Day, May 5th, you can't do it this May because this May is coming. So it have to be May 2024, right?
Mm-hmm.
It have to be May 2024, right? May 2024 on Mexican Independence Day, la batalla por el Rey de Mexico, right? Boom, you got it. You give them a chance to maybe fight another fight, get a little payday, right? Create some buzz for May 2024, and that's what should happen. You know, we'll see, man. We'll see.
September 16th. That's my birthday. Shit, I'll take that.
Yeah, I don't know if it's gonna happen that quick.
I'll take that. Shit, I'll take that, man. But nah, K-Rod, you can't call in because you know my brother's in from out of town and stuff like that, and we're not gonna stay up too much longer, man. Matter of fact, I was already getting ready to wrap it up and shit, man. Everybody, I hope y'all smash the like button though. But Jay Rican, man, you got any last words, man?
Man, shout out to everybody that I didn't get a chance to say shout out to G5 and Opulent LD and everybody that sent me a shout out. Appreciate the love and allowing me to come in here and be a part of the kind of local sport experience. I got another camera with a different angle over there, and I'm gonna edit this out and post it on my channel as well. Peace out to everybody, man, and be blessed.
Yeah, man. And y'all already know, man. This is always brought to you by CL Management, JM Management, DV Tracksuits, Combat Tool Bag Need to Call Me. Shout out to the mighty LDBC.
We
Local
out.
Sports, we out.